There's one change that I made that turned my burnout into over $40,000 in just 30 days with a tiny email list of just around 4,000 people. So today I'm going to show you how to get the same exact results, the exact steps that I took, and what I stopped doing and what I focused on instead. I'll also show you my exact launch strategy to grow your business without burning out. About 1.5 years ago, I achieved my goal of $20,000 a month in revenue, and that's amazing, right? But it turns out that version of success was more like a prison, so I'll explain for you. I had a paid community that needed daily attention, right? I needed to engage with people, content, webinars, and workshops. I also had 3 high-ticket clients who I was writing emails for, creating funnels, content, you name it, lots of writing and work. On top of that, I was writing my own daily emails and creating content on X and Twitter, and I was also building and launching my own info products. So I hit my income goal, but 12 to 14 hour days made me feel like a miserable sack of potatoes, and everyone knows that potatoes are not happy. Anyway, I built a business that was supposed to give me freedom, but instead I built myself a cage. And the worst part was I couldn't stop, because if I took my foot off the gas, everything would just collapse, right? And so I did something stupid, or at least it felt stupid at the time. I lit my business on fire. I shut down my paid community, I fired my clients, even the best ones, and I stopped posting on LinkedIn because it's just full of robots and virtual assistants. Therefore, I bet everything on the best idea ever, the greatest business model of all time, a course. So here's a fun fact for you. Betting your entire business on a course is a lot crazier than getting a neck tattoo, but here's where I did things a little differently and where most entrepreneurs screw up. Before I wrote a single lesson, I sent one email, which I learned from my mentor, Ian Stanley, who's the best email marketer in the world, and sent it to my list of 4,000 people. The subject line just said, "Would you buy this?" And then I just told people the course idea and told them to reply, "Yes, I'd buy," if they were interested. What happened next was pretty insane. Dozens of people replied, "Yes, I'd buy that," validating my offer in less than 24 hours, which spared me the pain of having to build something that no one wanted, right? 30 days later, that course made $55,000 in gross revenue, over $41,000 in net revenue, with 218 total customers. Now, you might be wondering what this course was about. Well, it was about digital storytelling. So, if I can make a storytelling course earn that much money, you can do the same for your niche and market. I simply created a course around a skill that I used and I had, and that's more than double the income I was killing myself to get with my other gigs, right? So it's from one product, instead of 5, I was able to double my income, and I didn't need a 12-hour day to do it. So, how can you do the same? Well, here's one lesson that made it all possible. Validate before you build. I didn't spend months creating a course hoping people would buy. I sent one email, got a lot of validation, and then I started building. But you see, the trick is that the marketing came first and the product came second. So let me break down how I did this so you can get the same results. Step 1, send a hand raiser email before anything. To start, you want to show how to stop wasting months building something nobody wants. So before you write a single lesson, send an email to your list. So use this email template and ask, subject line, "Would you want this? Before I build a product, I want to make sure people buy it. This product will solve a huge problem, but I want to make sure. If I made product name, you'll get a benefit 1, benefit 2, benefit 3, plus a lot more. Would you want it?" For most people, getting this specific result is hard, right? You could say it's like this doubling your revenue per month is like chewing on glass. Anyway, I want to make sure it's easy for you to do 80% of the work. You just have to execute. Normally, this would go for a higher price. However, because you're on my email list, I'm going to give you a price with a big discount and charge lower. So, if I made this, would you buy it? Just reply, "Yes, I buy," if you would. If I get enough responses, I'll make it, or if it's a bad idea, I just won't make it. Your emails go directly into my personal inbox. I want to know your thoughts. Sign off. And this simple email template you can get by just clicking the link below and signing up to my email list, and I'll shoot it right over to your inbox. It's going to save you a ton of time and a ton of headaches and spare you the agony of building something that nobody wants. Because the simple truth is, if you get crickets, congrats. You've just saved yourself a month's worth of wasted work. And if you get replies like I did, you've got buyers waiting for a product that doesn't even exist. It's pretty magical, right? Anyway, step number 2 is going to be drip building. Most people fail because after getting this massive feedback, a validation from their list, they disappear for 3 months and try to build a product. But in business, there's no reward for being a hermit crab and disappearing, right? You see, most people will immediately forget that they replied, "Yes, I'd buy." So when you reappear 3 months later, all of that hype is gone. But when you do the next step, it forces you to prioritize tasks tasks that generate revenue. You see, after I validated my course idea, I only wrote and recorded the first 2 lessons. That way, if no one bought the product, I could just issue refunds and save myself the time and headaches. But the opposite happened. Instead of wasting an entire month building a course itself, I was able to focus on my marketing efforts by just creating a lesson a day after the product was launched. The benefits of having this drip-fed course isn't only about saving time, but unless your customers take like bite-sized doses of information, and let's face it, no one wants to take a 47 lesson bloated course. They just don't pay attention anymore. It's too much. But if you could drip feed bite-sized problem-solving lessons day by day and give people action items, your students are going to feel accomplished without being overwhelmed and be able to take action fast. That's what everyone wants. So I call this drip building. You launch with just enough to deliver value, then build alongside your buyers based on real-time feedback. Here's how you can do the same. First, just create the first 2 to 3 lessons before you launch, enough to prove that you can deliver great results, but not enough to trap you into building mode forever, right? Second is to set up your drip schedule. Just release 1 lesson every day so your students can just easily ingest it again and they can learn everything they need to before the next lesson hits. Third is use the time that you saved up from building the product and focus on emails, affiliates, and content, right? So you know the stuff that's going to bring you more revenue. Focus on that first, and then you can build an amazing product based on real-time feedback by having students comment and respond to each lesson and what they need. Which brings us to step number 3, and I call this the affiliate lighthouse method. Now here's where things get really spicy. That $51,000 in gross revenue, almost half of it came from people who had never heard of me, and I didn't run a single ad to find them. The next step is how I basically doubled my launch revenue without creating an extra piece of content either. You see, most business owners and entrepreneurs treat affiliate recruitment like cold DMing strangers on the internet and asking, hey, want to promote my stuff for 50% commission? And that's just amateur hour. Do not do that. I started asking the big players in my market if they'd promote my course, and I'll show you how I did this in a minute, but I did something insane. I offered a 75% commission. Now, you may be thinking, but wait, you're giving most of your money away for free. Well, let's break down the math here for a second and see what's really happening. If one affiliate with a 10,000 person list sends an email promoting an offer for $97 and gets, let's say, an industry average of 2% conversion rate, that's 200 sales, that's $19,400 in revenue. You pay them 75%, that's like $14,550, and your cut's going to be $4,850, right? From one email that you didn't have to write and to an audience you didn't even have to build. So now multiply that number by 3 affiliates, 5 affiliates, 10 affiliates. You see where this is going, right? So the trick is that you're getting paid to acquire new customers instead of spending money on ads to get them. So the real money isn't in protecting your margins. It's getting hot traffic affiliates to bring customers into your world, buyers who are going to not just buy that affiliate offer, but buy more and more products from you as time goes on. It's risk-free. Like with ads, you got to pay up front and hope for conversions. With affiliates, you only pay when someone buys. So I call this my lighthouse affiliate method because instead of chasing affiliates like a desperate bag of doorknobs, you become a lighthouse that attracts the right partners to you. Steal my 4-step system for finding big affiliates. And phase 1 is doom scrolling, right? You heard that right. It sounds totally counterintuitive, but it's not. Because when I scroll on social media, I try to avoid the puppy compilation videos, but I'm always hunting for potential affiliates. My target profile is someone with a business and an email list, right? They have a proven offer, they know how to sell, and an audience that usually matches my ideal customer. If you can't find people, I just go through Meta Ads library and I find people running ads. If they're spending money on ads, they're serious about business and likely to be open to affiliate opportunities. Which brings us to phase number 2, the warm-up. So I sign up to their newsletter using a separate email address that puts me into find affiliate mode, right? I have a separate inbox just for my affiliate emails. So when I'm in there, I know I am looking for one single outcome. Then I just reply to their emails with like genuine, real person feedback. I'll say like, hey, I loved your email about cats. The part about catnip really hit home, and it really reminded me of how much I love my cats. I've got a template here for you that you can use. Essentially, it's just loved your email about specific topic. The part about specific detail really hit home because of a personal connection. That's it. That's all you have to do. You're not going to try to pitch here. It's just to get yourself on this person's radar with like a real, they're like, oh, okay. They see your face. They see you're replying. So when most people's inboxes are filled with garbage. This works really well because that brings you to phase 3, which is the value shower. So before I ever ask for anything, I look for ways to help this affiliate for free, this potential affiliate candidate. If I notice their subject lines are a little weak, I'll send them my subject line templates. If they mention funnel problems, I'll audit their funnel and send them a Loom video, and I just say the script. Hey name, loving your recent content about a specific topic. I noticed you mentioned specific problem. I recently helped a client get a specific result with this method or whatever tool. Cool if I send it over? And the response is usually, wow, this is super helpful. Is there any way I can return the favor? Which is music to my ears because that brings you to phase 4, the affiliate invitation. After they've gotten value from you, they know what you do and who you are and what you're talking about. You just say, hey name, do you ever promote affiliate offers to your list? I think your audience will love your product's name. Since you talk about relevant topics, according to your niche, we're doing a special affiliate program where partners earn 75% commission on sales. I can even throw in a bonus product as a gift for their list or for your list if you want. Most people are too greedy with commissions. They offer 35 to 50% and wonder why quality affiliates are going to ignore them. But quality affiliates can choose from hundreds of offers, right? So if you want these big affiliates to pick your offer, you got to make it stupid easy to say yes. So now that you've got your affiliates lined up and you followed that process, here's what to do now that you have a validated offer and you're ready to sell. It's called step 4, and this is what I call angle assault. So here's where people stub their toes and scream and mess up and look very mean. They send one email saying, hey, the doors are open, come by, and wonder why no one buys. So this next step is how I turned a list of 4,000 subscribers into over $41,000 without being a sleazy car salesman. You see, what you need to do to make sure that people just don't unsubscribe from you when you're sending a sales email, you don't need to write about yourself. Don't be selfish. Don't just write about your product, the features. You need to write about the one thing the reader cares about, and it's solving their problems. So instead of sending the same email 7 times with, hey, the deal's expiring, and what you want to do is use an angle. So an angle is simply a lens you use to look at your offer. It gives people the same destination but different paths. So here's an example. The best way to get result. The worst way to get the same result. The 80-20 to getting that result. This is how you offer a fresh perspective every time you send an email, even when you're really saying the same thing. So this is important because your reader who ignores the best way email might perk up when they hear the worst way email. This one basically lets you skip worrying about repeating yourself while covering every psychological trigger that makes people buy. So here are the 7 angles that I rotate through my launch campaign so you can do the same. Day 1 is just a transformation. I'm taking them from where they are to where they want to be. Day 2, I'm showing them the best way. The best way to get result is the shortcut. Day 3 is the worst way, so hit them with a contrarian angle. Day 4 is going to be big result, small effort, right? Speed and ease. How to get this as fast as possible. Day 5 is going to be fear of loss. What are they losing by not taking actions? Very powerful trigger. Day 6 is process, proof, and urgency. Show how your process works and then just make it urgent. Tell them the doors are closing tomorrow. And day 7 is the final push. I just use urgency. Hey, time's almost up. Prices are going up. Benefits and bonuses are disappearing. So here's where people make the mistake when they're going to do these launch campaigns is that the real work happens 3 weeks before you open the doors. Week 1 is for validation and pre-selling. Pre-sell people on your idea. Tell them what's coming. Create a wait list. Week 2 is positioning yourself as the expert and the best solution. You want to shine light on your enemies. Poke at bad advice in the market. Show the correct one. And then week 3, you basically just repeat this, but stack proof of results. Then in week 4, when you open the doors, you're going to open the doors, use the 7 angles, and I'll show you a breakdown of the campaign that I use, and this is my plan for every launch, and it just works like a charm for myself and clients so that when you hit launch week, your list is already warm and you get sales almost immediately. So you don't have to sit there and bite your nails and freak out wondering why no one's buying, right? It's because they've been warmed up to the idea. So now you know how to build trust, how to validate, and I want to let you know that this isn't a one-time deal. I've used this system for dozens of launches for myself and clients ranging in every niche from fitness to finance. Now let me be clear, this strategy is useless if you don't have an email list in the first place. So you could have the best product in the world, and if you don't have a list, you're just writing to crickets, right? So I recommend you watch this next video here. It'll show you 11 strategies to help you build an email list with qualified leads. And if you want that exact hand raiser template that I showed you in the beginning of this video, make sure to click the link below and sign up to my email list. I'll send it right over to you. Otherwise, make sure to like, click, and subscribe, or like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm a beginner YouTuber. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you soon.